Put that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open. You'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to Talk of the Tavern. Tonight's topic will be... Did I cut... Is my mustache uneven? Because I trimmed it today, and it feels like one side's shorter than the other.
There's a mustache?
Probably can't see it, because we all wear masks here on air. Because it's the proper thing to do during Corona 21. Tonight's topic is going to be Home AI. That doesn't stand for Asshole Institute like it usually does, Russ. That stands for Artificial Intelligence. We'll get into that in a couple minutes. Ed studied the wrong stuff.
Gotta regather my thoughts.
Right. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to tell you my vices. My vices are bourbon and Coke. This is Coke Zero. Not like cocaine. You can afford that. Yeah, chat, let us know what your vices are. Okay, I am Travis Sivart. I'm your host. I'm also author of incredible series such as Silver and Smith, borderline cyberpunk dystopian, set a bit in the future, lots of fun and whatnot. Let's introduce you guys, and I'll give the disclaimers and the explanation. Ed, can we start with you, sir?
Sure, you can start with me. Hey, I'm Ed. He just introduced me. I'm drinking water and probably a bowl rock, probably. So,
did you say
I ain't done any of that.
Did you say rock? A bowl of rock, like crack rock?
Bold rock.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Apple.
There's a lot of apple going on.
There's a whole lot of apple going on.
What about you, Andrea?
My vice. Knitting, of course, and because I have milk and cookies.
There we go. It's a
soft batch cookies.
Kind of.
Oh.
I don't know. It's what I made chocolate chip cookies last night.
Oh. I want to be Santa.
Yeah. Okay. Now, disclaimers. In case you haven't figured it out, adult show, adult language, adult humor. If that's not your gig, find a different place to play with yourself.
I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, because we say shit, trigger warnings and all that. Right. Okay, so we have a live chat. For those of you listening on a podcast, we have a live chat that we interact with. You're going to hear this sound, or it might be this sound, or it might be that sound. It's hard to say. That's the bell that means I'm going to read something, though usually I just read it anyway. For our chat here who is live and interacting with us as our not quite a studio audience, keep in mind, we're not going to read everything you put up there, so don't get upset if we just think what you put up there is stupid. Because we loved everything you put up there, even if it is stupid. That's the honest truth. It's but not seriously. If it's relevant and or entertaining, it'll probably get read off. That's that. Hold on, I'm actually just checking to see if Joe said anything clever yet. He said a lot of things. There's a lot of juice in the chat, isn't there? Joe says... Everything I say is stupid and Travis reads it, so it's okay. LOL.
Well, see, it's true. There you go.
Okay. So we got that covered. Yeah. Now for the topic. Jonathan is already chiming in with, when I heard home AI, I thought sex robots.
Well, yeah. I mean, what is that?
Well, it's no longer, I have learned, just getting that device your grandmother used to wring out clothes with and putting your penis in it.
Oh.
It's not so bad unless you have a really thick one. Because, she had to twist those sheets up so they were like thick as your wrist. So, Ed, you might want to keep yours out of there. The rest of the people might be okay.
You know what?
What? What?
No, just no. No.
No? No? Okay,
Moving
so
on.
home AI as an artificial intelligence. We have a few. We're going to whisper some names so our devices don't go off crazy.
They will anyway.
And you know what? Maybe I should do this loud just so everybody who's listening in their car on the way to work, suddenly their phone and all that other shit just goes wacky. There's Bixby, which is like, what is that? Like Samsung's lame, slightly slow cousin of the AI world?
I don't know. I had it on my company phone.
He needed attention.
Bixby is the inbred cousin of Siri.
There we go. So we have Siri, Bixby, we have Google, which you just say, okay, Google. Yep. My phone kicked it on. And now it's Googling. My phone kicked it on. And now it's Googling. My phone kicked it on. And it's Googling. My phone picked it.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, said, sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'll disregard what you said.
Most aren't sure what he's talking about.
And then, of course, we have the a-hole of the world, Alexa.
Uh-huh.
I really, first of all, let me say this. Please, for all you AI companies out there, let us rename it to whatever we want. Please let us choose that command word. Because that way, if somebody wants to use something like kumquat. Because frankly, we don't use the word bitch a lot in our house. It just doesn't come up. So we would love to call. Yeah.
So what if somebody has a child named Alexa?
There are other options in the Alexa menu that you can choose from. For example, you could change it to Amazon, which, considering where my day job is, that's probably not the best move.
No.
It would get a lot of attention. But if I could just change it to, hey, bitch, that would be great, because I don't call Andrea that. The worst we're going to get...
He knows better.
Well, it's also... I just want to define our relationship for the public a little bit. It's never an issue. If I am calling her a bitch, it's because she's already laughing at something, or it's, one of us talking about somebody we saw at Walmart. This bitch. It's rarely used.
No, I can't. It is used a lot by me when you're not home, because I call the cats a bitch. Who's a little bitch? You're a little bitch. Yeah, all the time. So
I asked
that
her to
wouldn't
stop
work
doing that with me because she only used it in the bedroom, and it was getting... it hurt my delicate little ego. Let's go with ego. The bitch Carol Baskin. Joe's not wrong. He says calling a cat a bitch is the right thing to do sometimes. It is true. It is
well, because Steve is a bitch, and he comes running if I call him a bitch, so it's all right.
So is Kyle's mom.
She's a big fat bitch, biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
It's true. It's a South Park reference there, Ed.
It's a song. I'll sing it for you. Not right now.
I so want to... This is not the subject to talk about. I so want to talk about the subject we were talking about pre-show.
Can't.
No. Can't.
Well, you can't call your... Well, never mind.
Oh, there's just... that was kind of a two-part topic we had before we got on the show. as certain words in society become less and less acceptable, and probably not even the ones you guys are thinking about. That was part of the conversation. There's other words that when I said them, both Andrew and Ed went, "The hell is that?" And I went, "I had to Google it to find out." There is a whole nother section of words that people are getting butthurt over that we don't even recognize them as a word.
What?
Who knew?
And just like, how quick was this word
Not me.
invented, disseminated, and taken offense by? What it was like a 3-week. Memes live and die in days now. Calm down. The words.
I'm offended that I didn't know what it was. Yeah.
We need an opening quote. We'll get 2 of these.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Here we go. Okay, so the one from Cogsley, which is our little tavern AI, the best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Mark Twain. Okay, so basically, I'm wondering if that could apply to other things besides cheer. Like the best way to go fuck
Sounds
yourself.
good to me.
There we go. So actually, we could say it until January 22nd. At that point in time, we are no longer allowed to say it on air.
But I never said it in the first place, and now I need to say it all the time, right?
Maybe. Okay, the word is simp. S-I-M-P. Simp.
Okay, so don't say what it is.
Right.
Don't say what it means. Hey guys, guess what that is.
Now, do this real quick. Don't say what it is. Don't type in the definition. Just give me a yes if you know what this word means. Do you know what this word means?
Yeah. Who knew?
I do now.
From the O's, they either just orgasmed or they knew what the word meant.
Well, you know what? Whatever. I didn't know. Behind the times.
And with the many H's they put behind it, I'm just like... Okay, now for those of you that didn't know, what a simp is, it is generally a male who does something for a female without questioning or without hesitation to get her attention, to gain hopefully positive response and attention from her. Back in my day, we would tease each other and call it pussy whipped. I had to Google this word to figure it out. And I'm just like,
Whatever.
oh, Joe had the wrong meaning.
No, you're right, Joe. It's okay. That's funny.
So, yeah, this word confused me, and I'm just like...
But don't be alarmed. We just can't say simped anymore. We can still say pussy whip, though.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so it's okay.
And by the way, I have been called, because I'm a man who tries to do things to please his woman. And take that on whatever level you want right there. You know, I want to keep my woman happy. It's yeah, exactly. That's what I'm fucking thinking. When some people, man, you're pussy whip. You try to bring your woman everywhere you go. I'm like, Miguel, why are you talking like that? That's not your normal accent. Fucking Miguel, always making fun of the rednecks. Well, unless he's British, then it'd be Kevin. I say.
He's so funny. Oh my god.
Okay.
Hi, John.
Yes, they do, Joe. You are correct. And the other 2 words, by the way, this is something else we've learned. Fuck is no longer considered the F word. Now, we're not going to say what the new F word is.
But Kevin smokes them.
That is true, and Andrea asked about that.
What about all the British people?
Well, they're going to have to start smoking cigarettes instead.
Oh my god.
Okay, so home AI. Let's get back to that. That was a long tangent. Oh, Here's the other second toast I wanted. Now that we got into the thing here. Here's the second toast. Here's to our soon-to-be robotic overlords. Remember, we toasted to your health and your intelligence and your kindness. I did see a meme. I think Andrea sent it to me.
I did.
A guy.
Okay.
Go ahead. You want to tell it?
Okay, so let me put this in context. So when I ask Alexa about the weather or the time or whatever, I always say thank you. There was this little cartoon, and the guy is in hell or wherever.
No,
and
he's in his living room.
Is he in his living room?
And he's kneeling over his Roomba and saying, "You do such a good job, little Roomba." Do you remember this one, Andrea?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And then it shows him in hell. And maybe it's the robots took over. I forget now. The bottom line is the Roomba's like, "You, I remember you," and he's like, "You remember me? Thank goodness." He's like, "That's right. You used to make me suck up Cheeto dust and popcorn off the floor all day long. Take him to torture."
But I really want a Roomba. Now I'm scared.
What do we want AIs, home AIs, to be able to do for us?
I don't know. I don't even know why I got the damn thing.
See, I am so torn between... I'm not worried about robots taking over. Frankly, I think if they took over, they would do a better job than people. Because there would not be emotion attached, there'd be logical choices. Even if it means the science fiction classic of wiping out the human species. Yes. And even if they killed all the humans on the planet, well, at least the planet would move forward, probably with a lot less pollution being run strictly by machines and robots. Ironically enough.
There's a show about that.
What is it?
Death, Love, and Robots.
Well...
There's one episode.
Joe says, "You know what's weird? Having your Alexa or Google go off randomly, and you don't even know what activated it." Joe,
Yes.
Alexa has a feature that you could say, "Why did you say that?" And it is supposed to tell you what triggered her last response.
Alexa gets triggered?
I did give a trigger warning in the beginning, right? Every single time I've asked Alexa why she said that, she tells me she doesn't know what I'm talking about. She doesn't understand the question. On a couple rare occasions, she says, "You're supposed to ask me why I said something, and I can tell you why." And I'm like, "No, I just did." So...
It's fucking with you.
My point is...
Oh.
What?
I was just wondering, should we ask what their preferred pronoun is?
A gaslighting AI. Andrea, no, we shouldn't. Let's move on. Joe says Alexa played stupid because she's petty as fuck. Okay, so I made it clear I don't care if robots take over. I am more worried about home AIs being used by people than by robots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I knew people weren't going in to get into my shit, I wouldn't be able to, like. By the way, Ed, before the show, I meant to talk about Discovery with you, because we're all caught up now.
Okay.
So maybe we'll touch on it between, whatever. But I want to be able to walk in and say, "Hey, so and so, turn on the lights, living room lights, by group, etc." I wanted to be able to coordinate all my appointments from work and from my computer and my personal life, and kind of show me that schedule at a glance with me verbally being able to. I want these things. I wanted to maintain a grocery list. That way, if I can go, here's the 15 things I always want in my refrigerator. Well, now that by the way, if you guys didn't know it, refrigerators now have fucking cameras in them. So you could
Yep.
dial into your fridge to see if you're missing eggs.
Yep.
And it will turn on the light so you can see. I want to be able to have that list, and when I'm missing it, I go to the grocery store without even looking, click my phone, boom, it pulls up that list of what I need. Yeah, beyond that, I don't want them to do my work for me. I want them to kind of cover the gaps that we naturally have in our life because we're distracted. What about you, Andrea?
I'd like to have a Roomba. I really would like it to vacuum for me.
And do you want the kind that goes randomly everywhere, or the one that maps out the whole room with laser beams and like fucking Mission Impossible type shit?
It goes up and down each aisle, and then or each row, and then it goes and charges itself and dumps its dirt in this bin that can be dumped like later. I need that.
You want a Roomba that cleans a room's floor the way I do. Because in my mind, when I clean a floor, I like section it out into like 3
That's
foot
what
by
I
3
do.
foot
I
boxes.
just don't like trying to get under the couch. And then this way the cat could ride on it. That's why I really want. I want the cat to ride on it while it goes around the floor.
But what do you want your AI to do? Because you walk in there in the morning and you tell Alexa good morning. And at one point in time, we had it set up. And there's one reason we stopped the setup. It had, here's your weather, here's your news. And it would go on like 10, 12 minutes with the fucking news. I'm like, nope. This week in history, or today in history, I'm sorry, which was okay because it was like one fact. And then it would tell you a joke. All that was okay. But,
well,
in the evening, we had it set up. Well, I set it up. When I saw Andrea had set up this other routine, I set up a routine. When you tell her good night, she turns off the living room light. We have one light thing that could turn on and off by her. Really don't need others. Kind of fun, not necessary. And then it would say some random phrase to us, like, good night, sleep tight, I have an axe, whatever. But when we did that, Andrea couldn't get Sam Jackson to say, go the fuck to sleep, like she normally could. So we actually turned that.
I need that every night.
So what were you going to say, Andrea?
I said I need that every night.
No, I heard that, but you had some other stuff to add before this.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't need all that stuff in the morning. All I need is I say good morning, and I get like the whatever stupid holiday the day is, like it's ice cream day or coffee day, and a little bit of weather, and that's good. That's all I need.
So it sounds like we just kind of wanted to lighten the mood of life.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about like some of these people. They set it up so it could turn on your oven and start cooking the dinner that you put in there earlier or some shit. I don't need all that. I don't even want all that. What about chat? What do you guys want your home AIs to be able to do or not to do? And while they're typing that out, how do you guys feel about these video camera doorbells? Where people, and two things here, I'm going to cover this, where basically you're constantly monitoring the people across the street with your doorbell, whether you know it or not. And there is also a new thing coming out called Amazon Sidewalk. It's actually out. It's been out for a little while. They're expanding on it. Basically what it does, it turns your Amazon devices into hotspots. So you get a broader range of Wi-Fi further away from your actual Wi-Fi source. But here's this too. Every person in the neighborhood now overlaps and plays off of one another. So if your device, your phone, is connected to your Wi-Fi and you walk around your neighborhood, it will piggyback off your neighbor's Wi-Fi when you cross out of your own range and into theirs. and other people will piggyback off yours. Now, some people are like, that means everybody's using my Wi-Fi. Calm down. Not that many motherfuckers are in your front yard.
Not in mine.
Yeah, definitely not in ours. So, we could talk about...
I don't know about all that.
The neighborhood blanketing Wi-Fi that could eventually go much bigger than neighborhoods. We could talk about the doorbells watching everybody do everything. First, let me read Flaming Bird's comment. Robots freak me the fuck out. And Joe says, I wouldn't want a home AI controlling the toilet. It flushes at the wrong time. You get a bunch of splashback. Joe, think about what it'd be like if your AI could control the bidet controls. Oh, see, I like what John just said there. Conquest Publishing says, I want an AI that tells me at what progress I'm at on projects and figure out how to advise how to save time or figure out a new path. That's basically just a technical viewpoint of what you're doing, going, oh, you're wasting time. You do it this way, it'd be quicker.
I know I'm wasting time. I don't need somebody to tell me.
So what do you guys think about the neighborhood watch via video doorbells?
Oh, I want to get one.
Why?
I don't care about the neighbors, but a lot of shit going on in the neighborhood itself around people's houses. Yeah.
And it's not just like a bear wandering past?
No, it's people going into people's vehicles at night and stupid shit like that. So I want to get one so I know which direction to point the gun in when I come out the other door.
It's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
See, Andrea, what do you think about these things, these devices?
The doorbell thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that would... Well, if we had it, then I would know if it's a possum on the porch, some hunter's dog that got up on the porch, or actually somebody at the door, you know.
That's right. Because 2 out of 3 she'll open the door for. Flaming Bird asked, isn't that just the same as a video camera? Yes, but no. Because it is on the network, it's on your Wi-Fi, it has the potential to be accessed by other people, including local police. So if there is a crime in a neighborhood... Doorbell? Yeah. If there's a crime in the neighborhood, if they're pursuing somebody who is running from a crime, if they think they went down that street, in theory, they could pull up that video network of doorbells and track a person. So now we have.
Well, I also saw. I also saw on commercials where if people aren't at home, they can see if somebody is delivering or ringing the doorbell, and they can speak to them.
Right.
So,
right. I have
so
a
they
coworker,
don't know the home is undone. Yeah.
I have a coworker that has used this. I've been sitting next to them, and suddenly they're talking to somebody, and they're like, "Just leave it right there by the door. It's fine. Have a good day now." And I'm just like, "Wow, good for you." Little creepy.
I'm just lucky if I remember to put new batteries in our doorbell.
Okay, yes, we have a battery-operated doorbell because of how and where we live. So if anybody ever comes over and rings the doorbell and think we're not answering, try fucking knocking.
Yeah.
Because trust me, you will hear the goddamn doorbell, and you'll hear the cats scattering like a flock of fucking roaches when you turn the light on. Because that doorbell freaks
we know
them the
somebody
fuck out.
is at the door.
Yeah. If we don't hear the doorbell, we're going to hear the cats running for cover. See, I have this in a utopian society. Is doorbell blanket coverage for security and safety is a great idea. But in the real world... But I've always been of the opinion if the government wants to screw you over, they don't need video footage. They'll just...
Oh, yeah. I mean, If the government wants to tap into my doorbell and watch me step out on my deck to smoke a cigarette butt naked, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your password?
Oh no, he didn't password it. He just put it up.
Here's the link. Okay.
Yeah, it's frankly, if the government wants to screw you over, you will disappear. They will put something in the news and the newspaper and your social media feed, and everybody will think you fucking did it anyway, even if you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is, if somebody with that kind of level of power, government or otherwise, wants you to be accused of something and to disappear, it will just happen. It doesn't matter how paranoid and how private you are, they'll just make it happen.
Yeah.
That's a simple truth. I mean, but I guess you don't need to feed the trolls and make it easier, sure. You know, there is a chance the small local sheriff will get up on Ed for indecent exposure because he tapped into it. And that's a guy trying to legitimately find something that Ed did wrong that he can harass Ed over. But, now what about the sharing Wi-Fi across the neighborhood thing?
Xfinity's been doing that for a while.
Has it?
Yeah. When you buy a Xfinity Wi-Fi box, it shares it. Ooh,
Yep.
where'd she go?
Give it just a second. We lost Andrea. She'll be back in a moment. There she go. Already coming back. Look at that. It's funny. I'm on the screen twice. So anyhow, Xfinity.
It shares it around the neighborhood or that you live in. It connects with the other Xfinity devices. You can turn it off, apparently, but you have to dig around and look to see how to turn the damn thing off. I turned mine off because I pay for my Wi-Fi.
See, my opinion is I have a data plan that doesn't have to be on Wi-Fi. You know, I can have it on Wi-Fi, but I'm not worried about it being on Wi-Fi. And I pay extra for that.
So, as soon as you started talking about that, it cut mine off.
Uh-huh.
You weren't paying for that shit.
I think this just goes show to every... go ahead, Ed.
Doesn't this happen every time we do Uncle Sam?
Anytime we mention government, but I'll point out whoever it is did cut him off. Obviously isn't racist because they kept Ed on. But they're fucking sexist because they kicked Andrea off. So there we go. Because we live in the country, it's a... No, man, you should have both been gone over go with the good old boy network. I don't know. And I'm wearing, nerd stuff, so, I mean, we should all just be sleeping with the possums. So, Andrea, do you have any opinion on these?
Just as long.
What, Ed?
Go ahead.
No. You said something about it being long?
Just as long as it's not raccoons.
That's right. We do have a possum that we've caught hanging out on the front porch, picking up chicks and stuff.
Because the neighbor has chickens.
It's true.
The main
So do I have an opinion?
Oh, go ahead, Andrea. Please.
I was going to say, do I have an opinion about this blanket internet?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Okay,
Carry
go on,
on.
Ed.
Oh, no, I was getting back to the AI itself. The main use I get out of my Google Home is music.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, us too.
That's the main use because we have one on our party floor. You know where that is, Travis. We have the big speaker there, and then we have a couple little speakers throughout the house, and we can listen to the same music throughout the house.
That's actually a problem I've had with our network is doing the group music where you say play everywhere. I've had a problem with it happening. And I think it's because our bathroom, we have an Echo Flex instead of an Echo Dot or an Echo.
Okay.
And by the way, quick review of Echo Flex. What a piece of crap. What a piece of crap.
It's like a very expensive nightlight.
It is. Well, the Echo Flex is basically a cheap version of a Dot that's moisture proof, which is the only reason it ended up in the bathroom instead of another Dot. And then it has like a USB type outlet on top, and you could put a speaker there, or you could put a night light, or you could put a couple different, a plug there. So it's interchangeable. It sounds like it's flexible, thus the name. That speaker on it, though, what a piece of crap. You turn on the shower and you can't hear it on like volume 10, and it's like worse than a transistor radio. Yeah. Andrew will come in there, I'll have like a plastic cup over it, hoping that it will, project the sound further or some shit. I have taken, those plastic lunch meat containers you get lunch meat in now? You know what I'm talking about, Ed?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've taken those and cut a hole out of it so it slides over it, and then cut the top out, hopefully project the sound better. And nope. That Echo Flex is a piece of crap. Don't waste your money on those things. If you are not brushing your teeth or taking a shower, you can hear it. But even if you are, and and it has trouble hearing you over everything.
Yeah.
So if you're showering or flushing the toilet or brushing your teeth, it's just like, I don't know what you want. Why are you talking?
Well, it tends to hear me when I'm not talking to it. Because we have one in the kitchen, and I'm talking to the one in the kitchen, and then that one starts going off. I'm like, what?
Andrew, maybe I should just take the one out of the office here, because I don't often use it, and just put it in the bathroom instead.
I have one in here, and because it's right by my TV, I had to unplug it because the commercials were triggering it.
And maybe we should put one in the bedroom.
Little bitch gets triggered, huh?
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with home AIs, once another 20 years in the future, they're controlling the locks on the door, what it'll do voice recognition.
They already do that. Yeah.
Okay, Joe says, I want some AI and a shake weight. The harder you shake, the harder it moans. That might be motivating. Joe, there's a Saturday Night Live commercial you need to go look up with Will Ferrell about ketchup.
Hold on. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you, Andrea. Enjoy that. Ed, did you watch that commercial when I posted it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, it's so great.
It's
Carry on. It's gonna take me a minute.
Yeah, out of all of them, I think I prefer the ketchup especially over the mayonnaise. So we already have AIs that can lock and unlock your door with a voice command and recognizing your voice.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you guys just said, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And we have them where it could turn on and off lights. Now, since the late 80s, early 90s, we've had these sci-fi horror movies about an AI controlling the whole hospital or office building or whatever, and killing people by slamming doors and crushing their skulls, or dropping the elevator and killing them that way.
Or creating Terminators.
Yeah.
Well, there is that. It's But we're talking about home AI. So unless if you have a machine shop in your house, we're just talking about the home AI.
Well, what's that movie with not Will Ferrell, Will Smith, the other Will?
iRobot?
About
iRobot,
yeah. Was that created by Apple? Because
Maybe. It's actually Isaac Asimov from the 50s and 60s, kind of I don't want to say grandfather of sci-fi, but maybe the godfather of sci-fi.
Yeah.
And the three rules that actually are kind of being used in real science with AIs now, of can't hurt a human, etc. it's...
Well, the AIs we have right now don't have arms and legs and all that other stuff, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Those...
But what?
Can't hurt a human, that could be, like, not good for your sex style if it can't hurt a human, if you're into that. You know what I'm saying?
Spank me, iRobot. No.
No, I can't.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen movie 43, you need to go watch that for the iBabe commercial. Or just...
You're welcome.
YouTube the iBabe commercial. Yeah, enjoy that.
Or just watch the movie.
Just watch the movie, really. Yeah. And by the way, if you have a chance to watch the alternate cut, don't. Watch the original.
Yeah, it sucks.
Don't do the alternate cut. There's a reason it went with the other version.
Or if you do, at least watch the original first.
Yeah, then bitch about the second one. Okay, so what's our worst case scenario here with home AIs? What's the worst that can happen?
Have you seen iRobot?
Well, again, we don't have a machine shop to create robots. We have to purchase them and bring them into the house. But also, I've seen movies like Frank and I. Or Frank and Robot.
Well, I mean, so the iRobot, they did get them, and they were in the home.
That's true.
So that was a home AI. They helped. They helped.
So are you worried about that?
Well, I don't have one, so no. I said
your Roomba?
no, because it can't climb. I don't have a Roomba yet, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, the Roomba's gonna get us. Quick, everybody sit on the couch and lift your feet. Ooh, that was close.
The floor is lava. I did really well at that game. I think I'll survive.
Oh, that's an interesting concept, Joe says. They take control of your credit cards and debit cards and buy the ingredients for homemade explosives.
Yeah, then I get put on the government list.
Again. That is a fair point, though, because you do have, or a lot of people do have, their credit cards and whatnot saved to certain systems. And if their AI can order a pallet of crackers instead of Polly wants a cracker, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, I think.
Why do you want a pallet of white guys?
To watch them dance. It's hilarious.
Hold on.
We can still say that, right? That's okay. That's right.
My AI does play music, so maybe that's why. So.
But yeah, they could definitely order something, and even if it's not a homemade explosives, if your AI wanted to get rid of you, it's saltine Americans, Joe. Thank you very much. Maybe they could just order something horrible that will get you arrested. Like if you suddenly had 300 pounds of fertilizer and certain other chemicals appear on your front doorstep. And then trigger mechanisms, which is not just to say porn, which is some people's trigger mechanism, but in more way than one.
So the AI is going to order me porn?
Oh, well, hey,
Thank you. Finally, something useful.
Oh my.
There we go. Joe says, wisely, I'm not going to list the horrible things that an AI could buy. Maybe some stuff on the dark web. For that matter, if you have an AI and it's using your IP and all kinds of abbreviations, acronyms here, it could just go and try to hack into a government system and fail, but make it easy to track back to your house.
Yeah.
Which is why you say thank you to your AI and be nice to
her. Oh, I cuss that bitch all the time.
Do you? I do too.
Yeah, she says, don't call me that.
I say thank you. Do you have Sam Jackson on yours?
No, they don't offer that on the Google Home.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's very entertaining.
He doesn't always swear. Just Once in a while. It's enough that it's fun without being overkill. It's pretty well done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, Siri just, like, not Siri. Who do we have? Alexa is just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Or, you know. So it's kind of lame when you cuss at her. But the only time I cuss at her is when there's something that was pretty basic and she screws it up. By the way, one thing that's nice about OK Google, hold on, waiting for my phone to kick in so I can tell it to stop it, is it is better at understanding what I want when I ask a question for information from the internet. Whereas with Alexa, so lame. So lame. Because there's no way to expand with Alexa. There's no way to go, stop, reconfigure this direction. You know, or focus in on this information. You basically got to start all over and reword from the beginning. What do you got, Andrea?
Oh, I'm just checking something. No, but with Alexa, you can ask. They are working on things where you can ask where she was born and try to have a conversation and things like that.
And actually, that's true. There is basically they have groups of college students who are working towards AI stuff, who are constantly rewriting subroutines and routines. And if you say, Alexa, let's chat, it triggers one of these subroutines written by these college kids trying to improve an AI's communication ability. And that one, there are times she will actually ask you questions to help create that conversational flow. Okay. So, are we for home AIs or against them? I don't think we're against them from what I'm hearing here.
I swore I would never, ever, ever get one. And damn, good price popped up on Amazon one day.
That's how they get you.
And we do like our toys.
And I said, I've got that device, that device, that device, that device, and they will all work with the Google Home. Shit, let's give it a try, check it out.
What other devices do you have?
I had lights, television, a camera, a lock.
Really?
Yeah, and
so you can tell it to turn your lights on?
Yeah.
Is it like
all your lights or just that one plug?
Just one light. I got it as a package deal as a part of another product that I purchased. It came with it, and so yeah, just that one light. And I was like, we'll give it a try.
By the way,
oh shit, I can play music through this too. Oh shit, I can use this to do my shopping list. Oh shit.
Real quick, Jules says. Thermostat. Jewel says, you want Skynet? That's how you get Skynet. Hello, Jewel. Good to see you. Yeah. Thank you for swinging by.
Hi, Jewel.
What's Skynet?
Terminator.
Oh, I knew that. I was testing you.
No, going back to Ed there. You just said a few things, and I wanted to question that a little bit.
Thermostat?
No. It was after you mentioned I could play music, which that's how they get us, isn't it? Because we all like to play our music. For me, audiobooks now. I love to play the audiobooks.
Shopping list?
That was it. So, do you use it for your shopping list?
Yeah.
And how do you access it once you're in the grocery store?
In the Google Home app, there's a spot in there to bring up your shopping list when you're in the grocery store.
Because
it does that for Amazon too.
Well, because of my recent experience with Amazon and their bloatware and their ad bloat and all that. For those of you guys hanging out, listening, and viewing, I, for whatever reason, got a crazy urge and bought a Kindle Fire 10 tablet. It's a little smaller than a sheet of paper. It had great processing power. It was not a quad core, an octa-core. It had 64 gigs RAM, and I think I put another 128 memory card into it. Great machine. I had a Fire before, and I hated it because A, it won't let me download everything off the Google Play Store. So when I'm trying to do my social media for the podcasts or my streaming or whatever, these things aren't even available. And also, frankly, if I want to stream to Twitch, as I am doing right now, I can do that from my phone app for Twitch, but not the tablet app. That option's not even on there. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Tablets are supposed to replace computers, and you can't even do everything I could do on my phone on a tablet? That's bullshit. So,
well, you mainly wanted it for like the PayPal Pay thing, right?
well, the PayPal Pay thing,
Before.
MailChimp, posting videos, or stuff here on Twitch, etc. It was all of it together. And I returned it today. Matter of fact, Andrea was nice enough to drop me off. Thank you. Drop it off, not me off. She kept me. Sent away the AI. Thank you for that. Appreciate
I didn't leave him at UPS.
Oh. That is going to be the next thing, isn't it? Trading your spouse for an AI. Yeah, suddenly all of us are listening a little more carefully, aren't we? And not because we're worried about us being traded in. Though we should be.
Well, in some instances, they'll just be trading one artificial intelligence for another.
Oh, yeah. It's, which one of our axes are we? Anyhow, last year, Jules says, companies have stopped supporting tablet apps. Yeah, Jewel, I want tablets to work. They should be functional. But tablets came around in the middle of the first decade of this millennium, of this century. And they failed. They were essentially PDAs. We all remember PDAs?
Yeah.
And then tablets came out, and everybody was like, yeah, I gotta have one. And they failed. And now they're making another surge again, and they're failing again. When are people gonna get it through their head what we want from a tablet?
Yeah.
We want our fucking phones with a big screen and no phone or text app. That's it. But we want it to do everything else our phone is doing because our phones are better than a goddamn tablet.
It is. The only tablet I use is the Paperwhite. And that's mainly for books.
I love the Paperwhite because you can't get social media and all these other things. But
you can read your books, and if you need to look something up or see some other stuff that they've done, you can do that.
And why does it cost triple what a regular tablet costs when it does less? I'm just like, well, that's kind of backwards, isn't it?
I think it's because the way the screen is.
You mean quality?
Well, it doesn't have the glare.
Right. Quality.
It looks like paper, so...
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple minutes before we wrap up this show. Andrea, do you have any closing thoughts on home AIs, what you hope they're going to do, what you hope they don't gonna do, dire warnings, anything in between, or a recap?
Well, I don't know if I'd be afraid of a Roomba, but I'd really like one so I could find out.
She's consistent, folks. Ed, you?
I never got one because the conspiracy theorist in me always says, if you get one of those damn things and hook it up, people are going to be listening to what you say all the fucking time. But then one day I just decided, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ed. And notice Ed said people. He's not worried about the fucking robots listening. He's worried about people. Because people are assholes. And that's where I have to go with this, too. I have no problem with robots taking over, as I said before. They ain't going to do any worse than us, and they're going to do it more sensibly and logically. So I'm all for that if it happens. I'll support them. But the people that will never let AIs fully develop because they want to maintain control over the AIs and us. There's a conspiracy theory attitude for you.
Hear, hear.
We'll drink to that. Now, let's get a closing quote from Cogsley here. Cogsley, what do you got? My little home AI. A man only learns... You say that one a lot, Cogsley. What are you trying to tell us? Give us something different. Pick a different one. Oh, now he's going to be like that. He's pouting. Hold on. Let's try one more time. Cogsley? There we go. Be happy now. Don't wait for something outside of yourself to make you happy. Didn't we just get this the other day?
Probably.
Cogsley, you're an asshole. There we go. And now, just so everybody knows, you can send us messages with topics you'd like to hear, thoughts about a show that you have heard, and anything else pretty much, including, saying hello to other people. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the email right now. See if we have any messages from anybody, which pretty sure we don't, but we're going to check. And you can do that at talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com. That's talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com. So drop us a message, drop us a line with your thoughts, or whatever. Don't forget to support our other podcasts, such as Stealing for Survival, the tabletop role-playing game set in the world where I write fantasy novels, as well as Write Night, that comes out each week, talking about the creative and technical process of being creative. You can also make sure you join us and get some swag, get some merch. So you can find that at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/tavernmerch, or bit.ly/tavernmerch2, that's the number 2. The podcast you can find at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/Travis Podcast, and if you want one of my books, they're at bit.ly, at bit.ly/Travis Books. Whew. Okay, now I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who hung out, who listened, who downloaded this, who showed up live and hung out with us through bit subs, picked up merchandise, hosted or rated, and those folks on Patreon, such as Triple U and Ethan Strauss, who support us every month on patreon.com/Travis Tavern Talk, as well as those folks on PayPal who subscribe to us on PayPal. Musical Wizardry and Berta, you're the ones I'm talking about. Okay, let's get us out of here, and we will catch you on the next Talk of the Tavern. Good night, folks. Here's to your face.
Good night, folks.
Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.